Ooh, doggy, what is going on, beautiful people? I hope and pray y'all are all doing just incredibly well. I'm excited today because I want to talk to you about building wealth. I want to talk to you about a strategy that I use to buy my rental properties and really just kind of have a conversation with you. Um, we're snowed in here in North Texas and hanging out, so I say this will be a good time to kind of bring a video and chat with you all here about buying rentals because I know so many people talk about building wealth, building generational wealth, creating cash flow, and things of that nature. And so today should be a fun topic. Before we get into it, do me a favor. Please like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. I am also kicking the new year off with a brand new masterclass. I'm sharing with you a lot of the things that I'm going to be changing this year for 2025. So click on the link that'll be in the description somewhere if that's something that you're open to. It's $17, and I guarantee you it will be one of the best master classes that you have ever attended. Okay, it's live, and you and I are going to get to interact and ask questions, all the good stuff. So, anywho, let's talk about the strategy that I use when it comes to buying rentals, and this is called the Bur Method. All right, so that's BRRR, the Bur Method, right? And so what this stands for is buy, renovate, um, rent, and refinance out. Okay, so I'm going to go through these principles with you and share kind of things that have served me very well when it comes to this specific strategy. Number one, you have to buy a property. Okay, there's absolutely no way around buying a property. But there's so many different ways that you can go about buying an actual property. All right. You can use private money lending, hard money lending. You can do creative financing, seller financing. You can do sub two and take over payments on people's properties. This is actually how I get majority of my rentals, is doing it this way. So there's so many different ways that you can go about doing it. Okay. Now, when you're actually looking for a rental property, again, these are tips that work for me or things that I look at. Number one, I want to make sure that this meets what is called the 1% rule. All right, so what that means is whatever property that I'm looking at that I want to potentially keep for a rental, I want to make sure that if my all in cost is $100,000 on that property to buy it and rent it, or rehab it, I need to, at bare minimum, make $1,000 a month off that property in rent. Okay, that is what the 1% rule. So if your all-in cost is $200K, you should be able to rent it for $2,000. Get it? 1% rule. All right, that's number one. Number two, when I'm analyzing these deals and looking at them, I want to make sure that they are in high appreciating areas. Okay, I live in the country, y'all. I love the country, but I don't have rentals in the country. I need places and areas that are going to be appreciating, ideally doubling in value over the next 10 years. That is what I'm looking for. That is kind of what I'm going for. Now, there's tools and resources out there like PropStream, where there's even a link in the description for that for a 7-day free trial, but they have heat maps that you can use. You want to be in areas that appreciate. Remember, this is about building generational wealth. This is a long-term play. Okay, this is not about getting rich quick, right? We need to be strategic. As they say, we're playing chess, not checkers here. All right. So that's one thing that I want to make sure that it's in. Also, this is preference, but when I'm picking up a rental, the last thing that I want to be doing is spending $50,000 in rehab for a rental property. I just don't want to do it. I want to find properties that are basically turnkey. Okay, I want to find properties that are not going to take a lot in rehab. I don't want to spend 6 months rehabbing a property for a rental. I'm not saying that you can't. If you find an incredible deal, go after it. But I need something where maybe I'm just doing paint, carpet, rehab, right? I'm trying to get in and out of that so I can get it rented and moved on, all right? So that's a personal preference there for you. And then lastly, use a property management company, okay? You do not want to be dealing with tenants and toilets and all of that stuff there. Find you an amazing property management company to where they can put all of the leases in place, contracts in place, forms, background checks, the whole nine, right? They will make sure that your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. That is what we want, okay? I do not want to be on vacation somewhere, hanging out with my wife, my family, and then I get a call talking about the toilet is overflowing. I don't want to do it, all right? The property management company will take care of all of that. In fact, Winners here, they sent me an email. They're like, hey, do you want us to go and winterize all of your properties? It's going to cost you $75 a property. I said, yes, perfect. I don't have to go out there and make sure that the pipes are covered and all of that other stuff, right? And yet we're taking the responsibility off of the tenants as well. So they might simply forget, and then now I have a busted pipe and I'm dealing with all of that stuff. So the property management company just pays itself. A good one will just pay for itself, okay? I'll say that. So those are things that I'm looking at when I am trying to buy the property. Now, even I already kind of hit on it on the rehab portion. I'm not trying to spend $50,000. You want to be in and out of these properties very, very quickly, in my personal opinion, okay? Then we need to rent it out, that 1% rule. I've already hit that and covered on that. Next is the refinancing part. You want to find DSCR lenders, okay? It stands for like debt coverage ratio something, okay? You can Google it, DSCR lenders, right? And so what this is these are lenders that will specifically fund on your property. Because if I go to a private money lender, let's say you listening in or my private money lender, and I go and get $100,000 loan from you, well, guess what? You're going to want your $100,000 back, would you not? Exactly. And so now I have to refinance out of your loan for a long-term 30-year loan, okay? And you can literally find these lenders that will fund these deals. So now that it's already renovated, it's already rented out, and you have a couple of months of cash flow, they're going to see that and they're going to refinance you into a long-term loan, 20-year, 30-year, whatever you choose, okay? So you can literally go to Google and Google, top DSCR lenders in our area. So that way you can get these properties refinanced. If you actually bought these properties sub 2, like I mentioned earlier in the video that I do, you don't even have to refinance. That long-term funding is always in place, and that makes it easier, okay? So this, just being fully transparent with you, the refinance typically is the hardest part for most investors. I know a lot of folks don't tell you that, but it's the hardest part. Not that it's impossible, obviously it's not, but don't be mad or upset if you have to call 5 or 6 different lenders before you find the right one that will refinance your property. In fact, I had a member in my coaching, he had to call 8 before he actually found the right lender to refinance his property, because all of their requirements are going to vary. Some may check your credit, some may not. Some may want your taxes, some may not. It's going to be completely different. Some only lend or refinance in certain areas, some don't, right? So that is going to vary per lender, but these are the hard. I'm just saying, don't be mad or upset or feel like you're doing anything wrong when you have to go and call, 5 to 10 different lenders, okay? It's just a part of it. But this is the strategy that you can use and leverage so that you can start buying rental properties this year in 2025. In fact, I have a goal that I want for you. If you're listening to this, that means you are interested in buying rentals and building wealth for your family. So this year, I want you to focus on just buying one rental this year. Just one, okay? Not 10, not 20, not 50, just one. Because if we can get you the first one, then we can get you to the second one. Once we get you the second one, we can get you to the third one, okay? Stop listening to social media, making you feel like you need to be buying 1 million rentals a month, okay? No, let's start with the very first one. In fact, I want you to think about this for me for a minute. In 10 years, you are going to be somewhere. In 10 years, Lord willing, right? Still here on us. And I don't care how old you are. In 10 years, let's say, for example, would you be mad if you bought 4 rentals a year, right? That was my goal when I first started. I said, I'm going to buy 4 rentals a year, 1 a quarter. So that way, when I'm done, 10 years from when I started, I'll be 45 years old and I'll have 40 rentals. Would you be mad in 10 years from now if you had 40 rentals? No. Let's rewind that a little bit. Let's change that up. What if you only bought 2 rentals a year for the next 10 years? In 10 years, if you had 20 rental properties, and I'm talking about, let's be realistic here. Would you be mad if you had 20 rental properties building you wealth, creating cash flow for you, and being able to leave an inheritance for your children's children? Would you be mad about that? 20 rental properties? No. I don't know anybody that would be mad having 20 rental properties. Let's take it a step further. Let's say, just like I challenged you right now, for you to only buy 1 rental property a year, just one. In 10 years, you see where I'm going with this. In 10 years, would you be mad if you only had 10 rental properties? No. No, you are not going to be mad if you only had 10 rental properties in 10 years that have doubled in value. And think about this with me. If you are a homeowner listening to this with me right now, and you've had your personal house for more than 5 years, how much value has that property increased? I know mine that I'm in right now, where I'm shooting this video, has doubled in 5 years. Literally doubled, right? Imagine having 10 of those that doubled, right? You are not going to be upset. So my challenge and my goal for you for 2025 is just buy 1 rental property. Let's just get through the first one, okay? So leave in the comment below if you're with me on this challenge on buying 1 rental property a year. And then once we get that one, then we can focus on the second one and third one, etc. But I pray that this video added value to you and gave you some clarity on just how to start building wealth, how to start buying some rental properties, the strategy that I personally use. Again, the link for the masterclass will be below. I look forward to seeing y'all there on it live. Y'all have a blessed one. And if you're in North Texas, stay warm.